that's so
Oh, I love the
pixelated. I love it. It looks kind of like an arm of a nice blue shirt.
Yeah.
Tom, I sent you the picture of the full thing.
No, you did not.
Let's
No,
have
you
a look.
didn't, Alex. You don't even have the full thing.
Ooh.
Got
Oh,
it!
that is so much prettier.
You're such
That's
a bull
actually
crap,
a really
Alex.
good design, Lauren. I like that.
No, you don't have it.
No, it's nice. I
You
like the
don't.
light blue and like the sort of swirls you've
No,
got on there
I'm
in the tile.
checking my media, my shared media with Alex to see if I sent it to him or not.
I'll send you a
No,
number.
I like the little swirl. Oh, that's cute. I don't know about the text, like the font though.
Oh my god,
No.
you're such bullshitting me.
No, it's alright,
Come on,
it's
let's
alright.
get
Wait, wait, Chess, I'm gonna get them like it's
Are we
gonna be
cameraing or
double-sided
not?
and it's gonna be
Yeah,
like
I'll do
matte paper.
Yeah, I can hook you. Amy did the similar style paper and stuff.
Oh yeah,
But-
if that'd be good. If you could.
All right, let me put my camera on as well.
Oh yeah, me too.
Will it
Your head
work?
looks good today. Okay.
My webcam's so weird. It like needs to get unplugged and plugged back in if Discord lets it work.
I just bought the cheapest, shittiest webcam ever. And it's
I'm using my
I
laptop.
got a great one. It's fucking pain in the ass.
Mine's like really bad,
Mine's
but I
just
think
a
it might be the
Logitech.
lighting.
Logitech are the good ones.
I mean, I'm on my Mac, so.
I love how I get Twitch notifications, and because I follow Tom, it's like, oh, they made me. It always comes up every so often because I'm up so late. It just every so often Tom like you're streaming and it just comes up. They made me, and I'm like, oh.
So Tom,
I get
just,
bored.
you can go to user settings and just sort it out there. He's taking off his headphones, so he's replugging it.
Is that gonna work now?
Back, yeah.
I love how
Yeah.
you.
There we go.
That's so annoying that it does that. I had to like fucking. Oh whatever. I'm not gonna. There's gonna be too many jokes.
Right, anyway. So, your little squad's like trudging up the hillside into the snowy the snowy peaked mountains above. You're like trudging through like iced gravel almost with this underneath your feet. Sprout's kind of hanging back, limping on his one leg and his peg leg, leaning on his axe, blunderbuss like thing. Well, I'm actually just gonna get the map up.
Oh, you made a map.
No, the world map. Cool. Right. Grunt kind of like Grunt has the flank. Lob and Felix are just ahead of you guys in single file. Then there's Dravik, followed by Lulan, followed by Freya. Freya, Grunt, Sprout's kind of like limping beside you, trying to keep pace with you guys. The cave entrance is just up ahead. If the damn basilisk hasn't destroyed it. He like coughs up a bit of blood. Ugh, miner's lung. Don't mind me as he wipes it off himself.
Can I intrude for a moment? Who's with us? We've got Grunt.
Felix, Lob, Sprout, Freya,
God's
Lulan,
sake.
Dravik,
Grunt, Felix,
Lob,
Lob.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Lob. Yep, I see Lob.
Sprout,
We
the
know-
dwarf,
Oh, Scrout. I always forgot about him. Yeah, Scrout.
Freya, Lulan, and Dravik.
All right.
Sorry,
Nice.
I get really
Crack
distracted
team.
by.
The
I can see myself in Tom's mirror.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see it as well.
How about that?
But no, it's fine.
So-
Like, I can just see my arms going like.
There you go. My head's in the way now.
So the sun is slowly setting, and as you get closer to the mountains, the like sunbeams slowly disappear behind the peak. Snowflakes are gently now falling in the wind as this icy breeze comes down from the Dullington Mountains. Almost towards your very far left, in the very, very, very far distance, on one of the peaks, you can just about see the fortress entrance to Dullington, which is the one of the southern dwarven realms. But Scrouts kind of stops and takes a deep breath, looking behind him at the little mining village. I used to see this view every time we were done in the mines. I don't know why I've changed accent. I used to see this view every time we were in the mines. As he turns around, Grunt kind of like walks into him, stops, and looks back. and in the far distance, as you've been like scaling for about an hour and a half now, you can just see like the ballista being set up and the guards walking around, and you think you can see Reiner just fucking around.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And as you get closer to the mountaintop, to the hill entrance to the mine, you see like some overturned carts, a little watchtower that's like half crumbled down. There's like signs that it was clearly lived in here as well. There's like a little hut. The door's completely smashed in, the window's gone, half of the roof's just been taken off and maybe in the wind, don't know. Some rocks have also rolled down from the mountains and taken out 2 more little huts that were there. Scout kind of wobbles into the huts, and you can hear him like kicking around while Felix and Lob catch their breath. Felix turns around, just going, "It's colder here than I thought."
I'm gonna make some snowmen.
So you're just rolling.
I do have a plan with it, but I am making some snowmen.
Lob like jams his spear into the ground and puts his shield up against it as he takes off his helmet. Lob is this like stunningly handsome, almost Aryan, with this like long blonde hair and blue eyes and shaven face. He's about like 24. I'm ready for this. As he stretches, can't stand the mines, but can't wait to be a hero. And Felix like throws a bit of snow in his face, and they're like kind of jostling one another as Grunt removes his helmet and takes off this like neckerchief thing and reveals that he's this like grizzled old veteran. As he like dusts his helmet off of his cloak, getting the snow off the top of it, and then places it back on, lowering the visor.
Can I walk up behind them and be like, sort of grab them both on the shoulders, not aggressively, but just to sort of stop the jostling and be like, "We are in enemy terrain now. Focus."
They're both quite young, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, yes, sir, of course."
Meanwhile, just allowing Lulan to make a snowman.
Yeah. In the background.
I nod approvingly and hypocritically at the snowman.
Right, it's just gonna be like, okay.
"Listen, man, I need a hand in here." As he's like trying to pull this heavy chest out.
I'll pick it up with one arm.
He's still holding onto it. Getting dragged. He lets go and he picks it up. Grunt comes over to help you, and you two just put it down. Lob starts hacking at this lock with his axe. He's like, "Look, take a look at this." And as he flips it open, you can see like unsmelted silver just all in this chest. So like silver ore, all just in the rocks. This is what we were mining for. It's beautiful. When you melt this down, it'll become the most beautiful metal. Everyone always likes gold, but silver has a natural beauty. Felix and Lob walk over their spears and tower shields back on. Anyway, the entrance is just there. It's kind of overgrown with some ivy. You can see like railway tracks coming out of it that would have descended up to this point, where I guess like baggage mules would have taken it down into the town for it to have been smelted and then taken to Lazarus. Any questions before we go in?
This is an inventory thing. Do we have any rope?
Yes. So those, all 3 of you and all of you have, except for Sprout, have some rope on you.
I was thinking we could leave these guys outside, attach a rope to one of us so that we don't get lost in the cave, and that way they're not in danger and we can find our way out easier.
Yeah.
Sprout looks up at you. "Well, as much as I don't want to go back in there, it is a maze. It was designed by dwarfs, and unless one of you is a dwarf, you'll never figure out our runic entrance and exits."
How many of them are out there? Sorry? Is it 3?
3 guardsmen and a dwarf.
Okay, well, let me take the dwarf with us.
The guardsmen kind of look eerily at each other, and a bit like, Slob walks forwards. We promised to serve you and enter with you.
Yeah, but we're saying just chill outside. I'll make a fire for you. You just sit cozy while we...
Our plan is the scout. Inevitably, I kind of want to draw it out of the cavern, then keep it in there. I don't know about you guys in the main fight.
Well, I mean, this is definitely just seeing whether it's even in there or not situation. Like, if we find it, we definitely just get the fuck out, because we don't have the giant arrow to shoot it with.
Okay, also, can I have some blood from about 3 of you?
The they'll dance with each other. Excuse me, miss?
Look, I've made some snowmen in case it comes out. Most basilisks can't see that well, but they can smell and hear really well. Therefore, I want to put your scent within the snowman that I've made to distract it.
You look
So
over,
fresh
and
blood
there's just,
over
like,
with some fabric.
horrible looking snowmen. Like really half-assed, like creatures.
So I need some fabric and some blood. There's 3 of you, and there's 3 of them, of the snowmen.
Grunt draws a dagger and just goes across his palm, and then like.
Oh wait, can I use? I was gonna. Can I
Dripping
use
out
my?
of the snowman.
Okay. And then can the others? Can I use one of the special thing?
Your sword only works on enemies.
Okay.
Maybe they could say something like aggressive to you, and temporarily.
No, it only works on enemies, and it doesn't keep its form for long.
Okay.
Anyway, so the guardsman reluctantly draws some blood and step back as Sprout like rummages through his bag and he pulls out these 3 torches. And by torches I mean like medieval, not like but medieval torches. You know, you like
The walkies.
lanterns.
Lantern.
He's got a little lantern. He hands it to Freya. Do you
Yeah.
mind lighting it.
Yeah, can I like, clip my fingers?
Yeah. Freya just goes. Or the lantern and 3 torches that you'll carry are
Yeah,
with
can-
this
Is
blue.
that if she
Freya.
like blew on them?
Oh yeah, good shout.
The guardsman reluctantly.
I just
step
think of it as
aside.
like Roy Mustang where she just clicks
Yeah.
and
Fuck.
it's like.
Yeah, so the guardsman reluctantly step aside, and Scrout starts hobbling to the entrance, holding his lantern ahead of him as he does so.
All right. And have we attached rope?
Is he
Oh,
wearing
the-
heavy armor?
Scrout's wearing like levers. The guards are
Okay,
wearing
good.
heavy armor.
Ideally, I want to get just one rope. Maybe even it takes a moment to connect all the ropes together.
Okay, you've got one long, exceptionally long rope.
I'm going to give one half of it to Felix, and just say, "You
Okay.
look after this young man." But like that, you look after this young man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
As he shoves his spear in and then starts like holding onto the rope, bracing it around himself.
I'm going to say this. Do 2 tugs if you're in trouble, and we'll come back.
You do the same.
Alright, but don't come in if we're in trouble. Just know we're in trouble.
Yeah.
How about
Okay.
this?
Go grab the
Three
others.
3 tugs means go get the others. 2
Yes, sir.
tugs means we're in trouble and don't do anything. And one tug means I've probably just tripped.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Wise words, sir.
I'm gonna
Thank
head
you for
in.
putting in that warning, just in case.
You know they're
right.
gonna forget it, right?
So Sprout's now at the entrance, and he's like just torn away some of the ivy. Right, heroes, here we go.
Alright.
He like pushes over one of the wagons and climbs in. Which one of you is gonna push me?
Alright. I guess Jarwick's gonna push him. It means I can have a
Like
chat at the
shopping
same
trolley.
time.
Yeah, like a shopping
It's like
trolley is under the
my
front.
child.
Isn't that really loud?
Yeah, it's not really loud.
Is it loud?
Don't want to wake her up.
Yeah.
It's quite loud.
Alright, fuck it. I'll
let's
carry
not.
him.
Alright.
I'll hold him like that.
Wait, can't he
No, he
walk?
can go on his. Yeah, I don't know why he's being lazy.
Because it's uneven ground. He's a crippled
He's a
dwarf.
dwarf.
Oh,
We'll help
they
him- we'll help
do?
him
I thought
walk,
they
we'll
didn't
help
like
him
getting
walk.
tossed, but they don't mind
Yeah,
getting
he's not saying
carried.
toss him.
Why
Well, he
just
doesn't
put a
like
bit
being
of-
carried. That's why I wanted to push him like a child.
Do you know what? Make him walk faster if I just bend down, like I lit my finger and then just chased him with the fire against his ass.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I'll
Anyway,
carry him.
He's reluctantly being carried.
No, on my back. He can go.
Alright.
Hang on. And I'm
He's
gonna.
a heavy dwarf.
Like
you feel the
princess.
smell of like.
I'm pretty
beer,
strong.
Vomit.
Do I need to do a strength
piss.
check and see if I can?
No, you're pretty strong.
Okay.
He's
When
not wearing any armor and he's got an axe and that's it.
I'm gonna go. All right. It is up to you to lead us to where you think this basilisk is.
The annoyance is his lantern occasionally hits you in the corner of your head. And, you're like, and he smells a bit pissy and vomity, and he's like holding on to your his hands occasionally slipping over your eyes as you're walking.
Can't he keep his hands there? Does he have to grab at my face?
You've got a long neck, so he's...
I'm a bit slimy, yeah. Bit scaly.
Should I go like not obviously ahead of him, but like next to him? Because obviously I'm gonna have my hand lit, which is probably brighter than a lantern.
Don't have your hand lit. Have it
No,
quite
but
dim.
like you know what I mean.
Plus, I'm pretty sure we can all see in the
He's
dark.
just like.
Can we all see in the dark?
I'm pretty sure we can all see better in the dark than humans.
So, elves can see slightly better in the dark. Tom can't see in the dark, but he can sense in the dark, if that makes sense. Because he just goes similar to a snake.
So then we've just got to have the light really, really dim.
Yeah.
How often do you want us perception checking throughout this, or are you going to give us
Every
designated
second,
check?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
There'll be quite obvious bits where you can.
Perception check on the entrance.
It's a cave entrance. I'm just going to give you that one for free.
Alright.
So as you're walking down the cave, you can see that's like it's just been abandoned in a rush. Like spears have fallen over, pickaxes. One pickaxe is still in the wall, hanging there by like a hair's width of the blade.
I'm gonna pick it up.
As you pull out the pick, there's this horrible like rumbling as like half of that wall collapses in front of you and revealing another entrance.
Was it loud?
Great.
It was quite loud. Yeah.
It's the perfect time to split up.
Sprout's like, I don't remember us digging back there. Let me down, let me take a look. He's like trying to climb off of you.
Well, I'm going to keep holding on to him, and I'm going
I'm going on Overwatch.
I'm going to sense. I'm going to do my sneaky sense. Sneaky snake sense.
What's your perception again?
It's 8.
So your tongue is as you look into through the entrance, and he holds his lantern through as he peeks, and it's just this large chamber that's it's empty. There's nothing interesting in there, but a bit odd that there's just this huge chamber that they'd never mined to before.
Let's go into it.
As you enter, turning to your right, you can see the solid wall. In front of you is a solid wall, but turning to your left, you see there is a perfectly cut out like chamber and tunnel that goes further into the mine.
I think we should go this way.
That said, I've never been that way before.
Sprout's like,
That means it's made by the basilisk.
Sprout puts the lantern on his good foot and then opens up a map on the top of Dravik's head. This paper map. He's like, unravels it.
Okay, let's do it then.
Interesting. This tunnel runs parallel with the one we were just in. However, the one we were just in veers harshly to the left in about 20 yards, and then splits off into a fork. This one seems to continue past all of that, further into the mountains.
This is the one.
Let's move very cautiously. Slowly.
There's no signs of anything being in here prior to you, but the rock's almost perfectly cut out. And so as you, what was that? Is that your throat?
Yeah.
And as you
It's the
slowly,
basilisk call.
for what feels like an hour to 2 hours, it's hard to tell as it's just darkness and nothing. Oh, I should have done this actually.
Why, my lord, it's so dark I can hardly see a thing.
That works. I just feel bad that we can't do it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Oh
That's
no.
alright, we're in a cave. So there's... How about the first hour? There's absolutely nothing.
Yep, nothing.
Do we want to draw it out? Is that what we're doing, or are we just scouting?
We just want to find it first.
Sprout keeps licking at his fingers and folding the map into a smaller, like, parchment as he's looking at it. And then he stops and holds his nose to the air. He goes, doesn't smell like silver. He tinks the wall next to him with his axe. Yeah, these rocks are coming inward slightly. This pathway is getting smaller. I thought I noticed it back then, but we're definitely getting closer to being shoulder to shoulder than before.
I feel like maybe we're finding something we're not aiming to with this.
Also, does that mean that it's avoiding silver?
Well, we don't know if the basilisk did this because basilisk is fucking massive and this seems to be getting smaller.
It is getting smaller.
I
We've
mean,
also gone
Oh
past
my
the fork.
god, the basilisk's had a baby.
oh crikey.
We've
Fuck.
also gone past the fork.
Was the fork
What's the fork? Why is it
was the
important?
fork where you expected us to find the basilisk?
No, the fork one leads to the largest chamber and newest, which had the most amount of silver. We were digging there when the basilisk attacked. The middle path leads to a bident, to 2 more pathways. Each one leads to small veins of silver that we were mining. The third and final one continues for a while, and it got noticeably more damp the further we dug inwards. Similar to these walls, as he holds like his left hand up.
I
So
think.
we were running.
Carry on.
Sorry, should we do this?
We were definitely parallel to that wall.
And he moves his hand, and it's like you can see drops of water on it.
Which can only mean that there's either a lake above us, a lake below us, or a lake all around us.
Within a mountain, it's most likely the lake is below us rather than above us. Because water in mountains tend to come from mountains.
You would expect a basilisk to be near a water source. I feel since we've already come this far, we might as well just trek a little bit further before we double back for fucking hours and learn nothing. If that makes sense.
Agree.
Onwards.
Because right now we've not really learnt much.
Onwards.
He pulls out a little like cracker biscuit from his bag. He's eating it, it's crumbs.
On my
kind of
yeah.
Cascade off his
I grab a
scales.
few.
He offers you all like a bit of stale bread as well
Oh, how nice.
from his satchel.
Good old Scrowl.
You keep walking, but this time, half an hour in, you come now across some bones.
I'm gonna put Sprout down.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
Thank you, listen.
sneak up ahead and sort of inspect the bones.
I'm gonna
So
also
the
say
bones are quite clearly humanoid. So they're dwarven and, judging by their size, or a human child and human. There are some taller bones, which could be elves, all you know.
I just want to pick up a really long bone and start sharpening it.
Scrap kind of looks at you suspiciously as he like kicks over some of the bones closest to you.
They've been picked clean. There's nothing on them. They look old and weathered, but what happened here was less than a month, 2 months ago.
So they're hungry.
What's the setting? Can we light up the room a little bit?
Yeah, perception check.
It's
Yeah,
the
can I
roof's
do a
fairly,
perception
like
check?
the roof's yeah, sure. What's your perception?
7.
The roof's basically just above you, and the walls are now, if you stood shoulder to shoulder, if there was 5 of you, you'd be touching either wall. And back the way you came, you know how far it goes on, is just dark tunnel, and then ahead of you, the light teeters out after a while, and it's just dark tunnel.
Well, we could either do this and we know nothing except it's probably a bit further in and very deep down, or we can minimalize where it's going to come out of, I suppose, because I've got some bombs.
You want to bomb the mountain and close the path?
Could do.
Yeah.
Because if anyone's going to know where you can put a bomb to not collapse us inward, it would be a dwarf who's worked within the mine
He's
and knows
scrapped.
destruction.
True. I want to try and like get a little bit more information if that's okay. Just go a little bit further.
I just don't think we've got enough to just go back yet.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to throw each of you a bomb then, except the dwarf. He can tell us what to do.
He's got gunpowder in his bag anyway, because his axe is a musket.
This is always fireball, guys.
That's true.
Let's continue on then.
As he's limping down,
Good old Scrowl.
like there's some crunching every so often. And
I'll pick him
as
back
the
up.
bones- As crunching anyway under Dravik's like bare feet, as the bones get like slightly thicker and
Can
like
I-
more
Oh, we're just on
Can I-
bone floor.
it's becoming bone.
All right, that's a lot more suspicious.
Now
Can
there's
I
like, yeah.
use my blood magic to see if there's any blood about?
There's not
anyway.
a single drop of blood.
A lot
Anywhere.
of bones down here. Like,
Yeah,
As far
that
as
would
you
mean the
can tell.
basilisk. So the basilisk's not near if I can't sense its blood.
yeah, but still, there's a lot of like there wasn't that many walls down here to have that much bone, were there?
It was quite a big. It was a
Can
big
you
night.
can you sense blood inside a person, or does it have to be outside a person?
I didn't even give you that ability.
Yeah.
You
that's
did,
what
because
it
I remember a
Huffing
few,
and humming there. Here we go,
I remember a
check.
few checks back, and it was bloody ages, and I asked, and you were like, yeah, you could do
You
that.
can give some. Yeah, I'll give you a range.
Yeah, but
from what you can
Chess
tell,
probably
you
got
can
you
see.
one of the good moments where you go, yeah.
There's
Well,
no
yeah.
blood.
How about this? I'll do a monster hunting sensing tongue.
As far as you can tell, there's nothing except a lot of damp in the air.
Okay, I'm gonna tug once on the rope just to make sure they're paying attention.
There's nothing. No response.
Okay, good. How long? How's the rope doing?
The rope's very tall now.
Yeah. We might have to leave the rope. I mean, we've gone in a straight direction. I'll carry the rope as long as we can.
There's a pretty good rock to tie the rope. It's just a jutting rock out that you can tie the rope against. So you at least. And Scrap kind of looks at you and is like,
This is unmarked on my map, and as far as I'm drawing it, we'll have a way out. But just in case we want to leave clues, this is what miners tend to forget. You must always leave your mark.
he tosses Freya a giant piece of white chalk.
Okay.
Mark the wall.
Yeah, on the wall, on the rock.
What mark are you gonna do? What symbol?
Swastika.
Rhina smells.
Rhino
Ryan
smells.
smells.
Nice.
Scrap
Nice.
does like a as you do it.
And then a really silly picture, like a really like stupid picture of Angel.
He looks like a good-looking man. But I wouldn't know.
You know what? I'm gonna draw that real quick.
I want a
As-
mark. I'm gonna grab it and do a marker and be like poopy head.
licking poo off his shoulder.
Don't you do it, Alex. Don't you do it. I'm going to plough onwards.
So the rope's now getting pretty tight.
I'm going to tie the rope where
Okay, cool.
he suggested, where Scrap suggested.
So as you get in, the shape of the chamber doesn't change, except the dripping gets like louder, and you can kind of hear running water.
That makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. My setting.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Good old
This is
water.
interesting. We dug very deep and didn't encounter running water. But I can hear it, and I don't think this is cave madness.
Scrap, does this look like dwarven cutting, or does this look like something else has created this tunnel?
The issue with the dwarves, I'm not sure if you're fluent in our history, is that we would build at the lowest point of the mountain, and then after being invaded, conquered, or perhaps infighting, we would build another city directly on top of it. And so our
Sweep it
dwarven
under the
cities, yeah, our dwarven cities have got smaller but taller and harder to attack. So it's possible hundreds and maybe thousands of years ago dwarfs mined this out, but they're finer miners than we ever were. And Dullington's, he's not a mining lord, so unless it wasn't his lineage, perhaps goblins?
Goblins. It's annoying. I don't want to just keep going onwards in this random path that we found. But I feel like sunken
kinda
cost
do,
fallacy.
though.
Yeah, I feel like fuck it. They can wait. We'll go further.
As you get further now, you
I'm on Overwatch.
the path opens
Where
up.
I go with.
So the hole now ends, and there's another path like adjacent to you. And there's one that goes. Your path continues for a little bit, but you feel like you can probably just about see either a rock slide or maybe bits you can squeeze in and out of. But to your left and right, a new path opens up. But this time, half of it has a stream running through it, coming from right to left. It's clear, fresh water.
Oh, kind of glacial.
Sprout hops off and he splashes his face and sips a bit.
Yeah, it's clean water. We're near a lake of some sort. I don't know, my accent changes all the time.
That's all right, Scrat. It's
Go
years
from
of battle.
Texas to.
You got struck in the throat. That's why they call you Scrody Throaty.
That's why they call me Scrap. Yeah, this running water is coming from right to south.
How about we split up? I head towards the water because I can survive, and you two go the other way, and then we'll meet back up in an hour.
Okay. I'll do that.
Well, we don't know how long an hour is. Like, we're below ground. There is no indication of how long an hour is.
Thinking like that can give you cave madness. Here, take this.
We don't take logic here.
He pulls out like he pulls out like a candle and snaps it in half, with the wick exposed, and he lights both ends with Freya's burning hand, and then passes one to Lulan and passes one down to up to Dravik.
And up to Lunan.
Yeah, up to Lulan and up to Dravik.
Okay, cool.
As he starts
See ya.
trying to climb back up Dravik's back on his cloak.
He's coming with me.
So as you nod and split off, we'll do Freya and Lulan first. So Freya and Lulan.
Can I wanna cut, like, I don't know, like there on my wrist, and I just wanna drop blood every so often so I can.
I mean, Lulan. Yeah, okay.
Because we have no rope, we don't know the way back really. If we do twist and turn.
If
No?
only you had received some sort of item that allowed you to mark the walls.
Oh yeah.
Chalk, yeah.
Okay. I don't do that then.
Lulan's just cut her wrist to leave
No,
blood
that.
and Freya's just holding a piece of white chalk, just like.
So do I not get anything to mark the walls?
No, but you've got the miner, to be fair.
Okay.
So as you're following, like, the rocks occasionally get a bit slippery, where like the stream, it's quite a big stream, like it's about 6 foot deep beside you. Like, think of like an old sewer, except this is fresh water. You hear nothing, no skittering of rats, no bats, no cats or mats as you descend further. There's like a steady decline as well where you guys are going, like it's going deeper underground, which explains like how fast the current is.
Lulan's starting to get slightly freaked out. She's great with everything, but
Yeah, elves underground. Yeah.
Dad, don't. She's dark. She might be dark, but she's not skin and mentally. But something about enclosed spaces. Don't this enclosed. Don't do well.
So you keep going down. Is there anything you two want to discuss while we're quickly on you, or?
No, I just
No.
on Overwatch.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, going up on a steady incline is Dravik and Sprout.
So listen, man, why are you part of this party?
Why? Because I want to kill the basilisk and prove to my kin that I am a worthy leader. And I will.
You Argonauts. I once sailed from Stormwind to the desert cities and past the Summer Isles. A beautiful island, full of the most horrifying creatures known to man, but
That
beautiful,
sounds like
beautiful
the
island.
place.
As you have some wicked banter as you're climbing, and you start having to actually go on like all fours almost, like it's getting a bit slippy. Sprout's kind of holding on, and you see that there's this like kind of open chamber area. It's quite a large like cylinder, like a dome almost, where there's a lake that's causing this water to just drift further down.
Oh, this is strange.
As he like scampers up you and up onto the ledge where it's like a flat surface.
Okay, so we're poking our head up, and can I see the lake, or are we still under?
Yeah. So you're like, it's only like a 4-foot wall that's ahead of you, and you can pull yourself into this large dome area.
All right, we'll do that.
Cool. As you're doing that, the girls continue going south and into the mountains. You then come across a path on the left wall, so not the streams to your right. This left wall opens up, and there is more mining equipment here. There's no cart or anything like that. there's no skeletons, but it seems like almost organized. There's like pigs leaning against the wall, less of a rush, one would describe.
Left or right?
On your left-hand side of your wall.
So we have a left or right. We can either carry on or go to the left.
No, you either go straight or go left.
Which where would you like to go?
Can we poke our head round to the left? What is it?
So there's like some basically mining equipment lined up. And there's like you notice actually you notice nothing.
What
About me, can I do a perception check?
Yeah, what's your perception?
9.
So you notice that silver ore. Okay, it's hard to explain. Going into it slightly, let's say you stepped in. There's like another little dome, but it's much smaller than the one I was describing for Dravik. There's all the mining equipment. The pickaxe heads have been removed. The handles are all stepping up. The spade heads have been removed, and all this metal is in like a clump in the corner where all the handles are kind of neatly piled up.
I'm gonna go investigate that.
As you enter the dome,
Yeah, I'm gonna stand by the entrance of
as
it.
you enter the dome, there's like a faint breeze coming at your face with the stream
Ooh,
behind
this
you.
far down.
Yeah, so there's a faint breeze. Inside this like carved out dome area, there's the lump of where all the metal's being like stored or collected or whatever. All the picks are there. There's some barrels of like clearly stale food now. Like you can almost hear the maggots crawling inside of it. There's no bones. There's some like stools like stacked up against the walls, and there is what looks like an old foundry. So this like mismatched way of smelting ore.
And that's it. In there.
It's also quite clear that the ceiling at one point had probably been collapsed. Because the rocks have been, but they've been like pasted up. And everything aligning this dome area, as well as for you, Dravik. In these domes, like the rocks have this thick paste, like this white paste between them. They seem to like no more nails, kind of thing.
Can I inspect the thing?
The foundry or the wall?
The foundry.
Yeah. So it's clearly been worked and used in its day. It's a bit of an old model. Not the ones you've seen in Ansia. Not the ones you've seen in any of your travels, but neither of you have really been to the southern or Ridgeback Mountains, so it's hard to say. But like, this is very dwarfic. Has runes carved on the outside. Once probably looked quite nice. What's your perception? Yeah.
9 for me.
You notice that there's no dust on it.
Oh, so it's
You're smirking at.
Oh, I'll send it to you as well.
Ooh, so it's doesn't okay. Kind of neat. So what does that indicate that it's been used then? Recently.
I don't know.
There's no dust on it.
Nice. Yeah, there's no dust on it.
Can I shout for Freya to light it up?
Freya lights it up.
So there's this massive like, as like this chamber
What
illuminates
does that have
blue.
to be that big?
Because it's a foundry. So the chamber illuminates blue to the point where like the water kind of sparks. Dravik, if you hadn't just climbed in, if you'd looked down, you'd probably have just seen like a blue light appear.
Did I see it?
No, because you're now looking at the chamber with Sprout.
Okay.
But the tunnel if you continue going left, Chess, is now illuminated as well, and you see like carts have been dragged through the ground, full of mining equipment, unbroken, like all intact. Some have got cobwebs and dust on, and these like giant metal carts have been dragged. because it's quite clear where the metal wheels have just been engraved into the floor and moved all the stones with them. The foundry itself is now this magnificent burning blue, and you can like the blowers. What are they called? What they're called? You know the blowers.
I know what you. Yeah.
They're working away. This old like automatic dwarven system kicks in and it starts going, and the flame keeps going up and up and up, and it's like shimmering, almost like sending light flickering up and around the room. The paste is this clear white thing. It's quite easy to see, and inside the foundry, like you can smell burning metal.
Can I see what they were trying to make at the time that they stopped?
Also, is this not gonna wake up the bus? Like
Probably.
Inside of it is this like this mold of this half-burned mold. So there's hardly any metal left inside it, but the mold's still there, and it's kind of cracking, and it's this gigantic, as far as you can tell, head to a spear.
Can I? Well, I guess we're gonna have to make something. Molds is the mold cracking because of the heat?
Yeah, it's got nothing in it, so it's just burning. Like,
okay, can I run to the silver and put it in there and try and make the spear?
What's your strength?
Okay, it is 7.
You fail at lifting the metal.
I try it.
Can me and Freya try it together?
Yeah.
What's your strength, Freya?
Teamwork.
9.
Oh yeah, you did start going down strength.
Yeah. See, and I made you check it as well. Don't give me that.
Damn.
Okay, so
I'm
what
sorry.
Getting those gains.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Alright, I'm just gonna put my charger in, guys. Be back in a sec. I mean, I'm still listening.
Okay, you're able to lift like large parts of the metal, but you can't bring the wagons. You can't move them.
No, that's fine.
That's
I
fine.
just wanted to literally like, woo, boom, Kobe.
The metal starts melting. The actual depth of this mold is far greater than your strength will allow you to fill, but you're able to fill it like a quarter between you.
Can't we just keep going until it's full?
But yeah, the rest of the metal's in the wagons.
Can't we just?
Whatever. But then you'd have to take all the tools off. Sure. Okay. While you're doing that, we're going to cut back to Dravik. Dravik. So in this like magnificent thing, like the water in this lake is so deep, and it expands really far.
Okay. What I want to do, I want to put Scrap on the side, and I go, I'm going to investigate. Wait, and then I'm going to go do a perfect dive into the lake and start swimming.
It keeps going for ages. What feels like an eternity. Like you can no longer see the light of the lantern scrounge.
I'm not going just directly down. I'm sort of scanning.
Oh right. Well, it's all smoothed in and like, but this feels like brickwork.
Right.
So it's unlike the pasted wall. This looks like it was an ancient lake of some sort.
No damage whatsoever. Right. I'll go a little bit deeper, and then I'll give up if there's nothing there.
So down you can kind of see a rounded, you can almost at the bottom see like a rounded entrance, and there was like 2 now exceptionally rusted braziers either side of it, and a rusted gate half bent in and destroyed.
While I'm here, I guess I might as well go through the gate.
Well, no, so once you get to the bottom of this lake, you can see that there's a broken lift, and this wasn't originally filled with water.
Right, so it's just filled up over time. There's nothing of interest here.
Well, no, you haven't gone through the entrance, the broken gate.
Oh, I'd like to go through the gate.
As you go through the broken gate, you can kind of feel like this behind you.
Oh, fuck. Can I do my little sense?
Yeah, you turn around and there's nothing as far as you can see there.
But what can I sense? Is there sense or something? Do I need to perception?
Yeah, what's your perception?
8.
The water's rippling. You're now, the Scrouts are way above and you're behind the gate in the tunnel and back in the giant circle lake chamber thing.
Alright, I'm not going to go back into the open water just yet. That's a death sentence. I'm going to keep going into the lake. Into like the gated pathway.
So you turn and start swimming.
But I want to be swimming like, backwards so I can like see if anything follows.
You see out of the corner of the entrance the gate moves slightly to the left.
Alright. I'm gonna just fucking... No, that's not gonna work, will it? We're underwater. It might.
Your water spray will work, yeah.
It'll work.
If you want to.
Seeing as it's quite a
my
small... Oh god, floating Lauren head.
That's your phone charger. What? Go get your phone charger. There. For God's sake. Oh, it's not there. You've already taken my phone charger. So you've lost yours and mine now?
Yeah. Oh, no. It is right next to me.
Oh my god.
The joys of married life.
I really hope our children have my brain.
Not married yet, but yeah.
Not
What? Not
I really
long.
hope our children have my brain cells and not Lauren's.
Yeah, that's gonna go down well.
Let's go 50-50. Let's go 50-50.
No.
How small's the
Definitely not your
Path?
stubbornness.
The archway's it's small. It's dwarven. It's dwarven.
I'm just gonna fire a stream straight
So you just
down the path.
Like almost parts the water almost.
Yeah.
As it's
I just imagine
spray.
Squirtle.
You're
Yes,
going
that's why I picked him.
You're being pushed backwards, you know, because of the pressure.
What happened when I was just getting that phone charger?
So Angel saw this like
Angel.
Angel Dravic felt this movement.
I'll be
behind him
Angel
as
again
he's-
soon, guys. Don't worry. I know
This
it's getting
year?
confusing.
Where did Angel come in?
Have you done the one shot?
No, we will do this week.
Ugh.
though. Dravic felt this movement in the lake behind him because he went into the lake, and now he's in like a dwarven arch, like small tunnel, and he just fired his water gut like blast through the tunnel at whatever's by the gate.
Strike first. It's how a monster hunter lives.
So the gate like it gets knocked back and kind of like flies and hits one of the sides of the lake walls, and your water's parted and like the bubbles that are coming off kind of cloud your vision slightly, and you're being pushed backwards by it. But as far as you can tell, nothing's followed you.
I didn't hear a noise like. Bleh.
No, just the gate going gong, 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 gong at the bottom of the water. But like there's so many bubbles popping and you're like there's streams rushing, it kind of blocks your hearing slightly.
Right. Well, whatever it was, if there was anything, that should have bought me some time. I'm gonna turn and go double time to try and reach the end of this and see if there's anything of interest.
So doors are popping up left and right that have been like crushed, rusted. Some have collapsed as you're just swimming down the end of it. That's like clearly this has been like an old dwarven fortress lost to time. You're going down a long hallway with just constant doors.
Nothing of
Keep going.
nothing of interest in any of these
Some-
doors.
So some are shut. As you open some, you have to like really struggle, and there's like sleeping chambers.
It looks like it's just nothing here.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I will go 5 minutes more, and if there's nothing there in those 5 minutes, I'll turn around.
So as you come to this like the end of this hallway, there is this similar in shape to this one, but it like behind a larger door, so that you go into a larger squared chamber with like these columns holding up the roof above you. One of the columns is cracked and fallen to the ground, and like all this is full of like little fishies now swimming around you. And there's this giant wooden door in front of you that's clearly dwarven in design, but far larger than a dwarf.
Can I try and rip the door off?
It's exceptionally hard to move.
Can I fucking cleave it?
Not the door itself, but the hinges look rusted.
I melt.
Alright, I'll get the
No, you're
my.
not.
We never really
Where-
decided
where
what this
am I?
is, but
We're making a spear.
not the double sword,
Oh,
the halberd.
yeah.
I'm gonna halberd
Yeah.
them.
So as you start hacking and jamming, and like you're able to push your like wedge the spear to be halberd and then swim really fast, and this like horrible screeching noise is like the hinges pop out the bricks to the right of the door, and like it's just like it's like this door starts to collapse, and this rushing of water into a dry room as you're like
Interesting.
thrown through and behind the door.
Can I grab my weapons?
Yeah, so you grab your weapons and you like drag them across the floor as you're like almost catapulted by this water into this large.
Can
large,
I
like,
stop
dwarven
myself
chamber.
from falling in with a strength check?
Well, it's not falling in. It's on the same level as you, but the water's just pushing you in.
Can I sort of stop myself just getting pushed in and look at
Oh,
the
sure. So the doors.
Strength is 10
collapses.
if that helps.
Yeah, the door's kind of collapsing on you though, so probably want to go in.
Oh, fine. I'll go in. If
Where
it's
are we
impossible.
again, map-wise? In the.
You're in this
You're-
room, suddenly filling with water.
No, you're up. You're up and then down again.
No, I mean, where are we in the world? Mounted, like.
Oh, you're
are
in
we...
the southern mountains, Dullingdon, or near enough Dullingdon.
Is this? No, don't worry. Leave it. Okay,
So next to
ignore me.
Lazarus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ignore me. Ignore
You've
me.
just gone west from Lazarus directly.
And just the last hearth was where we found all those horrible dead dwarfs,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, so this could be just like another whole bunch of dwarfs who all left Dullingdon.
No, you're not in Dullingdon, so you're north of Dullingdon. You saw Dullingdon as you were entering the cave,
Oh,
but
okay.
miles south.
We're nearer
so
to
the map's,
Ingram's
the map's
Hole.
not to scale.
Oh, it's not.
Is this?
Yeah, it's not to scale.
Can I quickly ask out of thingy? Is this where I think it is in lore that you said doesn't exist because it's buried because there's a monument to it and all of that stuff?
So as you enter
Okay,
this
cool. No worries.
giant
I know.
chamber, the water splashes in, and you're like,
I
you're
haven't done my
thrown.
homework.
Your torch has gone out, and you're just encased in darkness.
I never had a torch, I guess. I was underwater
You're-
this whole time.
Oh yeah, true. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Your lizard-like senses. This chamber is massive,
Okay.
like colossal. These giant stone columns holding it up, and it's all this like dwarven memorabilia. Like the cloth has been eaten by moths. You can hear bats flying around. Everything's rotted to time.
Do you know how ecosystems work in cave caverns or not?
Not over 2,000 years, no.
You wouldn't find moths down there.
Right, okay. Well,
It would
there's these
literally be
giant-
frozen in time.
There's these giant unfurled banners of like this like hammer encased in lightning, and it's like this lapis lazuli like
A
very
hammer
beautiful.
encased in lightning. What do you mean?
Is the emblem on the flag.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
There's a throne to your right of this like marbled, beautiful, ornate throne, and there is this like above you. Sorry, to your left, if you look deeper into the cave, it's clearly collapsed in. Like you're almost locked into this chamber.
I'm
Parts
gonna
of us.
have a quick sit down on the throne because it's been pretty exhausting.
So looking ahead, so there's like about 24 columns either side, and there's like this collapsed in mountain with like structures built on top of it that have kind of collapsed.
Is this
as
room
well.
now filling with water?
No, the water's like the well out back to where you came from's emptied now,
Okay.
and so like it's just the water just teetering around, like sogging the carpet, but also going into it's collapsed further. So
I'm
something's been
gonna browse to see if there's any weapons of interest, and if there isn't, then this place doesn't really serve my business.
So when you're sitting on the throne, embedded into the back of the throne, is quite clearly this ornate axe. It's a small hand axe.
Okay.
It's blue. The metal itself is blue steel.
Legendary weapon at 100.
That's
No, I mean,
Yeah.
it would be
But
in
no,
our
actually,
spirit
me-
to like
me-
not.
We'll take that, Dravik. You're like, no, but. So.
I'm gonna think about it and nearly
where
leave
am
it
I in
behind.
this, by
But
the
then
way?
yeah, we're forging a silver spear.
Where?
You guys are forging much further away.
I'm gonna
Oh,
grab
okay.
it and see what
As you
happens.
grab it, lightning sparks from it, and you're thrown across the room.
Great, well, I'm
These
wet
images,
as well.
these images flood your mind. Like lightning is in your eyes, and it's like flickering loads as you're like shaking your head dramatically and like leaning against a column. These images flicker of this like giant bridge made of like grey stone with two giant towers either side, and a dwarven woman is on one side with this massive cloak billowing in the wind, and she holds this giant scythe in one hand, and on the other side is a injured, limping dwarf lord, and in front of him his wife holding one child as he lays the youngest child in her arms. He rips out like a giant bolt from his back and throws it off the mountaintop as it like skitters down. He's got two of these axes at his hips, and his armor looks exceptionally like Voltrim's. As lightning crosses his eyes, he removes his helmet, and his eyes are like white blue, absolutely like white blue, like one of Voltrim's eyes.
Okay.
But he has long hair braided into a knot, and he's clean shaven. He's far taller than the average dwarf. Far taller than Voltrum. He's like at least, if a dwarf's 4 foot, he's 5 foot. And he hands the child back. Blood's pooling from the armor that's caved in, and bolts of lightning are like flickering from it. And he mutters something as the like sky above him darkens, and his eyes start to go like as the lightning storm above him wages, and you hear like the cackling of this woman as her cloak billows. Behind the billowing cloak, this like swarm of locusts just appear out of nowhere and like engulf the bridge, and then you're snapped back to reality.
Step back to reality.
And you're leaning over. You vomit wildly.
Oh, great.
Looking up now, you notice more, and can now see slightly better in the dark. Is that whatever was built above this has been collapsed on purpose, and the only thing that remains of what this hold is lost to time.
Right. I can take a moment to compose myself and get my cloak, rip it off, and then I'm going to attempt to get this, just like put it on and see if I can grab this thing using it as a cover to not trigger. Did I get any damage from that?
Oh, you take 1 damage, yeah.
Okay.
As
Oh,
you're,
no, good boy, asking.
the axe is sparking underneath, and you can kind of smell like your cloak burning. The throne starts to crack and shatter as it cuts like almost perfectly in two. Hearing this like boom boom.
Okay.
The pillars themselves like kind of shaking
I'm
in
going to
dust.
try and wrap it up and get out.
As you run down to the tunnel, you now see what was in the lake before you that's blocking the entrance, and it's this like mutated monstrous thing with like giant suckers on its face like a squid, but it
Hey,
oh,
can I be here?
There he is.
no, not yet.
There he is.
Okay, someone with me.
Leave.
Is that what he says? Hey, hey, mate. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
It's like this weird like creature that's like half squid, half dwarf, basically.
Is
It's
there a
like
door?
It's like face is hanging down slightly as it's like more tentacles come out of its mouth. Basically Lovecraftian.
I'm imagining, like, you know that cat from Captain Marvel that opens and it has loads of squids in
Oh,
there?
yeah, it's like
I'm
that.
imagining that.
Yeah. Alright, now quickly we'll cut back to the girls. So the girls, you're busy like trying to. None of you have any forging experience.
No,
whatsoever.
I just want to let it feel, and then because Freya she's immune, I'm assuming, to quite a lot of heat. So I was just gonna make it so it's like small spears, not the whole spear, because we're not gonna be able to carry that. So then just
Oh, well,
make
you can't
two.
change the shape of the mold.
No, but yeah, okay.
So you've got one giant spearhead, and it's webbed and spread out, so it looks more like a halberdierd's head. So it's kind of like winged, and then winged again, and then like cloven almost.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Half an axe, half a spear.
Cool. I'm taking. Yep.
It's
I'm gonna-
heavy as fuck, so you basically gonna move slower while you carry it.
Okay, and we're gonna head back
it's about
towards.
the size of from your legs up.
I'm 6'4". It's 6'4".
It's like a 4 foot blade, yeah. Your long, you know, your greatsword on your back is 6
Yeah.
foot when it's fully grown.
I'm only 4 inches than my thing.
Yeah, the handle already is 2 feet. Like,
Jesus Christ.
anyway,
Okay.
so you're kind of dragging it. Do you notice now the water is rushing down?
That's fine. It
Didn't
needs
even
to
time
cool.
that.
It needs to cool down quickly. So yeah, we'll
It's-
Freya steps back, like.
I'm gonna jam one of
you
my
both-
swords into the wall.
You both lose your footing and get sucked down into the water as you're like kind of like rushing this
I
current.
jam my shit on my wall in the wall.
You've got a heavy giant piece of metal in a bag on your back, so you're being sucked down as you like the water's stopping behind, like you're almost out trying to outrun this water as the source stops. As you roll and like tumble. Okay, Lulan, you take 1 damage from hitting a rock. Freya, you manage to just like dodge a rock as it comes down.
Did
Like,
you check my armor?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You just bash your head against the wall. Like as you're like tumbling down, you notice that something's caused the water to suddenly stop.
This is
And
your
because
fault.
of it, there's a massive tidal wave.
Fuck!
You see Scrote's lantern also just rolling beside you. No sign of Scrote. you're coming close now. The water, the very
Oh
thing
my
levels
God.
out into this huge basin as you slam into it. Like, you both slide almost across smoothen rock and like bump slightly. Freya like bounces into the back of you. Your piece of metal like spear goes and like digs into the ground. Scroat's lantern like skids across the floor, and the fire's gone out, and you're just plunged into darkness. But there's this huge chamber with like this massive breeze, this cold breeze hitting both of you.
Freya, light something up, please.
If I can, I'm like soaking wet now.
You're made of fire.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
Freya
yeah.
lights
Fire up.
you see this black wall in front of you, this black
I bet we've just
shining
gone
wall.
straight into the basilisk.
And this massive wall begins to move and turn, uncoiling, its scales shining brightly against the blue flames. This huge blackened beast, and it turns its massive head like a cobra.
Can I see the rope?
No,
Anyway.
the rope's miles up.
We're nowhere near that fucking rope.
Why is it every
muted.
time I go away, I come back and something horrifying has happened?
Well, you moved the water came rushing to us, we got dragged down.
Oh, sorry.
This huge,
I'll mute
this
myself.
huge like cobra uncoils itself. This chamber you're in is about 20 feet to about 30 feet high, and as it's like leans back on its haunches.
If only we
almost
had a
touching the
bard
top.
to sing it to hypnotism.
You notice that its face is malformed and unlike that of a normal snake. It's like more humanoid with like a paled skin, it's all black except for like pale stripe from its humanoid face all the way down its long like belly. This is.
I'm gonna shout to Freya, remember not to look it in the eyes, and you've got the shield on you. You've got one of the mirrors on you, so just remember that.
A humanoid...
And also, can I just also remember it's at its weakest when it's about to strike. You can't penetrate its scales. Just remember that.
A lot to remember after we just fall into its fucking ditch.
Did you not make a note on your phone?
I did, yeah, I did.
Same. I've got it on here, and I'm like, oh no.
I'm gonna write that again though. What was it? Mirror.
So it's possibly weak to sunlight. Close distances when it's about to strike is at its weakest, and it can petrify. When it's flat and like move, it's super fast, and venomous. But remember, we've taken anti-venom, so we're not as weak to it.
Scribbles is anti-venom.
And its scales are stronger than metal.
This huge beast has uncoiled itself. Its face is malformed at the front, where its giant mouth is open. It looks stretched like almost like a human's mouth, but its head is remarkably small. Other than that, where it's got one giant snake eye and then one humanoid eye, and the human eye like flickers back out of its socket towards you.
Can I wave?
It's
sorry.
Lulan, when you see its eye, you have this screeching nightmare descend down your spine as you like. Lulan covers her ears, screaming as she falls to the floor. Like this pulsating energy comes through you, and you have like a flashback to being in like this glass chamber full of blood, and this one eye, like these two eyes staring back at you as this person leans against the glass watching you.
Can I move my shield in front of me to defend myself?
Yeah, fine. You draw your shield like as you're struggling.
I just wanted to like, kind of like Captain America.
You see what this snake has two giant human arms at its like very front. As it coils down and picks up a giant two-handed
that's not a basilisk then.
Double-ended halberd. Yeah, but you all heard the stories of the basilisk mutating.
Yeah, but this is like, I'm sorry, Fullmetal Alchemist reference. It's like Envy
no, it's
sort
more
of.
Orochimaru.
No, it's
that definitely like Envy with the human eye and stuff.
It reminds me of like the female snake whose a whole body's a snake, and then the up here is like a woman, and she has an arm, and she's in loads of things, loads of lore, and also in Elder Scrolls Online and other stuff.
Great.
Okay, hold on. That's
fucking great. Let's get a tooth from that.
This would be the great moment.
We got a silver spear.
If you cut to the other group and go like, you hear a loud noise.
yeah. Yeah,
in
you
the
hear
distance.
the echo. You hear the echo of the forge coming out.
Wow, we've done a bang up job, guys.
So as this eye stares at you, like you keep having these horrible flashbacks. You see like a town
I've
on
got the
fire.
shield of.
You see like
Yeah.
this town on fire. You see blood rushing before you, and you see yourself from your own eyes perspective, like tinier, younger hands pressed on glass, screaming as like liquid fills your mouth and the glass begins to crack. And these two white eyes descend away from you and further back as glass and red liquid goes flying into this giant chamber. You like snap back as like Freya's grabbing your shoulder as this beast, like its arm reaches beside it and pulls out the dirt this giant two-handed silver like tipped spear with a similar pattern to the head.
We're holding on to it.
No, not the one that he made.
Oh.
You've got a spear head. He's got a giant ashened shaft, lol. And either side is this huge silver and steel tipped thing. Its right eye opens. This like purple light fills the room. It bounces.
You
off
guys
your
gotta run or
Invite the guys
something.
back. Invite the guys back.
It bounces off your mirrored shield, but like you hear the screeching of like the mirrored shield like aching and restraining this like perplexing vision as it like raises its spear and like knocking the chamber roof. The pace descends and rocks start collapsing on you both as it coils on its front and starts like sliding across this giant room towards you.
I'm gonna start running away. I was on Overwatch anyway.
Okay, yeah. As we're running away, can I do like a really quick perception check?
Yes, this room is big.
Yeah.
Can I do a perception check?
There is more. There's like chests down here. There's plenty of shit down here.
Okay.
No, like I mean perception check on here on the fucking thing.
Yeah, giant half snake, half man thing. Mostly snake, but a little bit man. Is coming towards you. Its face looks slightly familiar, but distorted.
I'm going
stretched.
left.
Oh,
There's only one way in and out.
Right,
It's just the way you
No,
fell
but
down.
if it's coming towards us, it's going to have to either go left or right. It's a big chamber, so it's coming towards us.
yeah.
I go left. I go right.
I'll go right. We'll split.
So it kind of just like smashes past you and starts going up the way you girls came.
Does that mean it slit itself on the big silver spear that was right where we were?
Yeah, it just went over it.
Great.
Did it get hurt? I know I'm not.
For me to know.
Yeah, like if it's silver.
Okay. He's not saying
And
it didn't
it was at
get
its
hurt.
weakest because it was bending. At its flattest, yeah, but it was bending upwards.
Yeah, you can't see it from where you are.
Fuck!
Look at
So
it.
it's coiling up the way you came. Like just rocks are going smashing. Its tail is this massive this tail just knocks out some of the columns as it goes up on the right hand side, which start bringing down the roof. Who went right?
I'm right.
Hey.
Yeah, I
So,
went left.
Rocks are now falling down. What's your dexterity?
I think it's 10. Yeah, it's 10.
Okay, so you start dodging the rocks with relative ease.
Whew.
But they're coming down. Its tail just like withers up the slide that you went down as it starts coiling up. We'll cut back to Dravik. Dravik, this like weird squid dwarf, is like sucking its way over to you.
Alright.
You see between its legs like a tentacle wrapped
Wait,
around.
does that mean there's two monsters? Squid Boy and Tentacle Boy.
This tentacle is wrapped around Sprout's neck as he's like being dragged backwards and he's like gasping for air.
Fucking hell.
Trying to reach at his axe that's strapped to his wooden leg.
I'm glad I left him on his own. I'm sure that was a good idea.
His wooden legs basically come off and he's just got his axe on a strap and he's like trying to reach it.
You see the lightning axe, right? Wrapped in
Yeah.
cloak. I'm gonna try and take out my let me just take out my double-sided thing.
Yeah.
Try and
Sword, yeah.
put that one there.
Yeah.
Does that fit?
Yeah, it just goes in your bag, yeah.
And then I'm gonna go forward and do my spinning jump and to try and cut that
very
tentacle, even if I'm sort of in harm's way, to save him.
Okay, so you kind of wall run and slice one tentacle off as it falls, like two more sprout out from the stump. You land behind it and slice up, dropping the tentacle wrapped around his neck as he's like pulls it off and like starts trying to crawl back the way to the giant open chamber. The 2 more tentacles sprout from that. Its head almost like snaps round 360, and its body just turns and flicks around and starts like jabbing at you.
Crikey.
You take 1 wound.
Okay, my turn.
Sorry. Yeah. Where the fuck is all this good music gone?
It keeps vanishing, doesn't it?
I'm trying to find like a longer one.
I have a
Jesus
good idea.
Christ,
don't
this
Can-
will do it.
Can I be back in just one?
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
try and survive. Okay, what I'm going to do, let me know when you're ready for me.
Yep.
So it's pushing me back, right?
Yeah. You're kind of deflecting it, and like every time you hack off one, another tentacle like sprouts out.
I'm gonna...
Sprout's like close behind you as he's crawling towards where his axe is.
With this arm, I'm going to, rather than dual wielding, I'm going to hold
Yeah.
it in one hand, and then I'm going to summon my tentacle arm
Nice.
and be like, "You're not the only one, bitch!" And then I want to push him, ideally, with the tentacle arm. Maybe wrap around him, but ideally I want to shove him into the room I just came from.
He's sliding back, but his tentacle arm goes and starts sticking to the wall like a cobweb, and like the rock starts cracking out. All this water pressure that you summoned, and you just like it's staring at your jaw like it's just like you're trying to push it as best you can.
Do I have to do a strength check? Or is he just going to win it?
It's you're like equal pushed basically.
Oh, can we have a roll off?
We could try a roll off.
I don't know if strength or does it have to be wisdom because I'm
1/10. No, it is wisdom, yeah.
my
What's your
wisdom's 9.
Cool. One of the bricks collapsed on a door, so it's like thrown a little bit sideways. You feel this like pressure between your legs as you see Sprout on one of his knees, and he lifts up the butt of his axe and aiming, and he's like lighting this wet fuse on the butt of his axe, and you now see that his axe is a blunderbuss as well.
Fucking hell, okay.
The squid thing's holding on as it's trying to crawl back towards you, its jaw like gaping out, and the thing inside it starts to reach out, trying to crawl its way towards you as well. Like the carcass it's possessed starts to decay.
I'm gonna be like, fire! Fire!
And he's like lighting this wet fuse. I'm trying! And suddenly it's just like, bam! This really insanely loud noise. You're like ringing, your ears ring, the very room begins to crack and collapse on top of you both. You're close enough to the exit that you can kind of like grab Sprout and roll backwards.
Okay. Ideally, if that's pushed back, because he's fucking casualty in the waiting here, I want to get him and head the way I came. But is that way pure water?
No, there's not. All the water's been drained.
Oh,
There's
so I
just
can
the
just
lift.
fucking run.
Yeah, there's the lift that you swam by.
But I'm
So
a
you're
warrior.
this massive this lead ball just flies out, hits the creature in the mouth as like the room and tunnel collapses in on itself, sealing the way behind you. You go into this large open chamber. You see it's completely drained of water now, and the lift is there. Sprout's loading up another lead ball and filling it with gunpowder as he's over your shoulder. We need to get out of here, lad.
But I fight to the death. That's the problem. This isn't ideally what I want to fight. Let's fall back at least, and I'll sort of start slowly falling back and just be ready.
You see one tentacle start trying to lip out, and it's slapping the rock.
Don't forget you've got a bomb.
I do have a bomb. Okay.
You all have a bomb, 1 bomb each, and then I've got a few more.
I'm gonna throw a bomb at it. I have a thought of oh yeah.
Sprout tosses you this lighter he's been using, this steel and tinder, as you light the bomb, and the fuse is
I want to roll it towards him and then cover Scrat.
There's another huge bang as the entire adjacent side to where the lift is on that wall just starts to crumble and collapse. A tower from above in the other dwarven hold built above it collapses down on top, and all these rocks start coming down. You have to run to the lift now or you'll be crushed.
All right, I'm gonna do that. If that's also, I have no music. I don't know if we're having music right now. Mine's just...
Yeah, it should be playing.
There
It's
is
kind
music.
It is playing.
Okay, it was
the
just
next
really,
track.
for some reason, it has
It's
to be
just
really
gone quiet.
loud. This one. Okay, I hear music.
it's
I hear
just
music. Okay,
So
It's getting louder.
Scrap's pointing at this lever. Pull it! Pull it!
Pull it twice!
As you use it,
3
you hear
times!
this as these gears start turning. These old rusted brass gears start turning, going as you're slowly ascending. As like bits of rock are falling down, smashing off the steel lift, and like going deeper into the well.
Is there any way of climbing this faster than the lift could take it?
Basically the giant gears that like kind of built.
Alright, get on my back! We don't have time for this.
You're easily climbing faster than this lift.
Okay.
As like a giant stalagmite or whatever just smashes and impales half of the lift as you're still climbing.
Well,
You're like dodging these rocks, like Scrout's like looking down, and the beast is quite clearly not coming up, or it's buried, or it's dead. It's hard to tell. And you get to the surface, and you kind of like roll off as like half the wall just collapses from half the ceiling collapses. This base stretching at its thinnest, and like rocks are just filling the well.
I'm gonna say, I really hope that didn't awake the basilisk.
Scrout just turns to his left, and just you see this basilisk just turn past you guys and up back through the chamber that you all originally came from.
Did it see me?
You see it, and it sees you. As you say that, there's like this awkward silence. It's like,
does it go straight
Where
past
is it
me?
going?
No. You're like, because you're slightly above it. So, say this is the slope it went up to. You're on my knuckle, and you all went through this path originally, whereas the girls were down here.
Do I still have a moment to react?
Yeah.
I wanna ult it.
Or summon your ult's close range. It's not that close.
Oh, it's far.
Yeah. Like you see it in the distance.
Oh, I thought it went straight past me like an ult.
No.
Well, I'm gonna fucking pelt after it.
So as you're running after its tail, just like narrowly
It's
misses
so
you.
intense.
And Scrout's like, oh! Holding on, it goes to light his cannon. He's like, hold still, lad.
Don't
You're
fire!
like,
Don't fire! We're just following.
Cut back to the girls. So the above you's collapsing now.
Can we? I want to run and grab the silver thing, otherwise we fucking wasted
sure.
grabbing it.
Yeah, you grab it.
Okay, I'm running up towards where the basilisk obviously went up with its tail.
So giant bits of rock are
Great.
collapsing behind you, filling up the chamber it was in. As you're running, you in the very far distance, you see Dravik jump down off this little small wall and then run into the tunnel as well.
Okay, well, we're just gonna keep trying to run then and not be detected by the basilisk.
Is there any
That's
way
possible.
from where they are to get around this mountain back to where we started quicker than?
Yeah, is there any other like?
What about the room? You found a tunnel in the foundry room.
Okay, going through. Should we go through that? If the basilisk's not there.
Yeah, it went up the original way, the first way you came in.
The only
Should we
reason
go through
I'm
that?
following is because it's heading straight towards Felix and Lob, and someone's gonna have to be
So the
there.
girls, you're gonna veer right sooner.
Are we Freya? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're veering
So you're
with
running.
with the silver spear.
So if you think about it like this, Dravik and Scrout are here, Freya and Lulin are here as you're running, and the snake's like whisking off.
It's like Wallace and Gromit.
pause while I go for a wee, get some water, and we let the others join.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Actually, no, I don't.
That was a
I
great
want to.
stealth operation,
I want
guys.
to grab some snacks, but I'm like, no.
I might have a tea. I might have a quick tea to calm down from all that.
Okay.
I like the casual mutated enemy. Oh,
know,
we'll just brush that under the rug.
I just love
No.
how we've been doing this for ages and like
Also,
Max and
Do you know
Adam
where
are
we
like,
are? Do you actually know where we are?
No.
No.
We're underneath this place called, I think it's called Grimlock, and it got buried before Malekith got buried. Because the orcs buried it because it was a very good stronghold, and it was one of the first places that got buried because of chaos and all of that shit.
Jeez.
By people. It's in the timeline.
I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it now.
It's literally up at the top. Read it. Read about Grimhold and
Even
all of
though
that stuff.
Dravik wouldn't know any of this, but I can't hurt.
Yeah, if you want to know anything,
Oh,
read about
Grimhold. Okay.
Yeah, right at the top. This is Grimhold. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he
Like this-
demands the army to bury Grimhold. Okay, Grimhold is collapsed under the mountain. All lives lost.
I was at Alex's a few weeks ago, and I asked him about Grimhold, and he was like, "Oh no, it's nothing about
yeah, like
it."
Jess came over for like just a chit chat and she grilled Alex as much as she could about D&D, and I was like, I can't tell you that, but she's like, is it though? Like,
God.
I
and
like
this
to
was
know
like,
shit.
Yeah, I know.
And then
And
when
his
I said that
face,
to Alex,
he was
like,
so proud of you.
was like, yes. So this
Adam's
is
here.
Grimhold.
Shh.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm going to try and make this tea, but I'm going to read this subtly on the left.